Hey everybody, Derick Van Ness here, wealth strategist, investor, and life adventurer, and I want to talk to you today about whether you can buy real estate and be profitable with little or no equity in the property. You see, the conventional method out there is find a house, make a super low offer, pay cash, close on that house, fix it up, resell it, or pay cash, refinance it, turn it into a rental. But what about the other properties that are out there, the ones that don't have so much equity? There's going to be a lot more of that in the near future as the market starts to slow down. So the question is, can you make money on these? And the answer will be told by the end of this video. In fact, if you like these kind of videos, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, follow us along. I'm going to be sharing all kinds of details and financial strategies related to real estate, savings, building wealth, and all the other stuff that goes with that. So let me tell you a little bit about how I learned about this. When I first started investing in real estate back in 2001, the market hadn't gone like way up. In fact, we were just kind of coming out of a slump, right? So a lot of people didn't have a ton of equity in their properties. And that made it a little bit tricky if all I knew how to do was come in and pay cash for a property. Because it's expensive to get a loan, especially if you're using OPM, other people's money, right? So what I had to do was figure out, how do I get creative? How can I make deals that don't have so much equity in them profitable? And what I discovered is this: you either need to buy a property with a good price, or you need to buy it with good terms. So what do I mean by terms? What I mean is the financing underlying the property. You see, a lot of the cost in real estate is in the financing. But if you can get excellent financing terms, you don't necessarily need to be able to sell the house for a whole lot more than you paid. In fact, you can buy something, it's kind of like arbitrage. If you could buy a house at 2% interest and resell the house at 6% interest, all of a sudden you're making money the way that a bank makes money. Right? And a lot of the things I teach are how to think like a bank and how to treat your money like a bank, and this is one example. So in real estate, how this works is, if you can buy a property with favorable financing, or where the owner is willing to take payments over time, then you can take possession of that house for little or no money down with good payments. Then you can resell it to somebody else for a little bit more. You play the bank for them, and they're going to pay more per month than you did. What's really cool about this is you get to control the property. You've got a low payment, you're collecting a higher payment, so you get that spread, just like you do with a normal rental note, right? The difference is, if you sell it to someone on owner financing or a lease option or in some way where they're going to buy it, you can also get a down payment from them, and if they don't close on the property, you can end up getting the property back and resell it to the next person. So what we're creating here is we're creating a spread due to good underlying financing. Now, if you don't know what that means, just the existing mortgage or the person who owns the house is willing to sell it to you with a payment that's very cheap for the price, so that when you resell it to somebody, you can get a bigger payment, and that in-between spread is where you can make a profit. What's even better is if you buy these houses, instead of renting them, you resell them on owner financing, where you're being the bank for the person who's buying. Then all of a sudden, they don't treat it like a renter. They treat it like their own home. They do their own repairs. They take care of everything because it is their house. You're just financing it for them. So it's a completely different way of going about real estate. Now, there's special ways to negotiate these deals, and there's a lot of ins and outs on them, but I wanted to open up your mind to the possibility that you can absolutely make a ton of money buying properties with 10%-ish equity in them, or sometimes even less than that if you get the right terms and negotiate them and then resell properly. So if you want to know more about this, reach out to us. There's a lot of details here. But in the coming years, we're going to be seeing a lot of properties where they haven't been going up and up and up. So the people who are buying now, the properties are flattening out, so they're going to have less equity. When they need to sell because of a divorce or a job change, or because they don't like this house and want to move somewhere else, all of a sudden there's going to be a golden opportunity 99% of investors are going to walk right past that because they're going to say, well, they want too much money. Or they'll make a lowball offer and the seller won't be able to sell because he'll owe more than they can pay for the property. You can come in, you can be an excellent servant. You can help the guy who needs to sell with a great deal. You can give him the price that he wants for his house. He can move on with his life. Then you can resell to someone who may not be able to qualify for a traditional bank loan yet, and you make the spread in between. So it's a completely different way because it's not based on equity. It's based on monthly payment. It's based on cash flow. If you know how to do that, you can change the game. You can literally find 2 or 3 times as many deals as the average person who only knows how to make a super low ball offer. So this is my challenge to you. If you're in the real estate investing game, or you want to get in the real estate investing game, it's time to level up. It's time to learn all of your options, not just the most obvious ones. All these nuanced techniques are going to make a ton of difference. And there's a lot of techniques in how do you structure these kinds of offers, how do you get them accepted. Those are all topics for another video. But these are the kinds of things that I want you to understand exist so you can go out, you can find help. If you're interested in some help, this is the kind of stuff we do help with. Feel free to reach out to us. But my intention here was to open your mind. So if you like this, if you found this valuable, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, pass this on to your friends. I love doing these videos for you guys. If you have any questions, please comment down below and I'll be sure to answer those. And we'll see you on the next video.